All right, and good morning, everybody. It's Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. Want to thank you all for being a part of the show today. It is 2021. That's right. This is probably the best day ever because it's not 2020. I think that's probably the best part about starting out a whole new year. You get to actually start things fresh, you get to start them new. Today, we're going to talk about 7 tips on planning your best year ever. And starting in 2021, this is going to be the best year yet for you. And I'm excited about it. I don't know about you, but I'm excited about starting off a new year. Many people, when you're starting out a new year, they don't really get into it, as much as they should. They probably should get into it as much as possible because you get to start off fresh. It's not like you're tied to something. You get to start off the whole year great, and nothing can stop you. And that's what I tend to do things. I just want to clear the plate, do the things. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about planning for 2021, and we're going to give you. I think we're actually going to give you 11. We'll give you 4 tips or 7 tips, and then we'll give you like 4 bonus tips at the end of the broadcast to just supercharge your year. Just supercharge your year. These are time-tested principles that will work in any situation. I encourage you to write down notes, what they call them, copious notes. Write down copious notes so that you can use those later on and say, okay, I can refer to these. And I've used them in my life over and over again. They work every time. Do some house cleaning here. Black Success Magazine is up. It's running. Go to blacksuccessmagazine.com. Let me put up that website for you there. Blacksuccessmagazine.com. And you can go to our website, check it out. It's we've got the magazine is up. You've got podcasts, you've got videos, articles, things to just help you become, a better person. At Black Success Magazine, all we do is success. That's all we do. And this year, it's even going to be better. We're on a new format now. So we're broadcasting on Facebook, we're on YouTube, we're on Instagram. We're going to be all over the place, and it's going to be all about you. So I'm very excited about that. So let's talk about, as we were saying, 7 tips on planning your best year yet in 2021. And let's start off. The first one is in no particular order, but you really need to begin to put the past behind you. This is probably one of the most important parts because we tend to drag things with us. We drag them all around. Last year was last year. 2020, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. I really don't. I know what happened, and I know what happened in many people's lives. That year's done. Okay, you can't go back and revisit it. The old things that were that you experienced last year, you can't go back and redo them. And I know some of you are probably wondering why I'm wearing what I'm wearing today. I'm going golfing. First day of 2021. I'm going golfing. I got some buddies that we're going to be going out there. We're going to go out and hit the links. I'm starting off the year right. This is going to be, I'm going to tell you each and every day, because we come to you Monday through Friday, about 8:30 in the morning to about 9 o'clock-ish. I'm going to tell you about all the good stuff I'm doing all year long. I'll tell you, we are actually in this Monday. So we're actually starting a TV show. Yeah, I know. It's called Las Vegas Speaks. And we were going to just shoot the pilot, and everybody said, no, let's just do it, man. Let's just get out there, and we're going to start doing it. It's going to be on, we'll be in about 300 million homes right off the bat. It's going to be huge. Very excited. Guests on the show will be City Councilman Victoria Seaman will be there for the city of Las Vegas. Got, who else is going to be on the show? Tons of people. Ken Alber from Penta Corporation, one of the largest outfits here in Las Vegas, is going to be there. I'm going to be on the show. So I'm the producer of the show, executive producer of the show, but I'm going to be selfish. I'm going to actually be on my own show. Yeah, I know. It's like I need more exposure, right? But yeah, I'm going to be on my own show. But so let's get back to point number one. Put the past behind you. Whatever happened in 2020, whatever happened when you were 16, whatever happened when you were 12, that's done. Okay. You cannot go back and relive those things. You can, I mean, you want to go through the process of licking your wounds and get that done, but you need to get that clear in your head that that's done because you're starting off clean and fresh. Okay. But you don't want to forget that you want to clean up the loose ends. Okay. There's some loose ends in your life that you want to clean up. If there are any loose ends that are going to nag you, they're going to nag you going forward, clean them up. Okay. If it's financial, if it's relationship wise. And I'm not the kind of guy, and this is just me, folks. I'm not the kind of guy that will continue with a relationship that is toxic. I'm just not going to do it. Toxic relationships suck the life out of you. So clean up those loose ends. If it's relationships that need to be ended, okay, you need to, and they are just sucking the life out of you, get rid of them. Okay. If it is a loose end, if it's a financial loose end, if it's a, I don't know, spiritual loose end, something, take care of it. Okay. Because you need to start off fresh and get going with your life. Because we're talking about tips on making this the best year yet. And I know that's what you want in your life. Number two, you need to set a new agenda for 2021. And not just 2021, but for your life in general. Setting a new agenda means this. Where are you going to go in life? No one is destined to be poor. No one is destined to have a life that is not inspiring, is not significant. No one is destined for that. And especially if you live in America. If you're listening to this broadcast in America, you definitely are not destined for, you can do anything you want. There have been people who are in America who have come from abject poverty, not just poverty, abject poverty, who were slaves. The first black millionaire in America barely could even read. Okay. She was a housekeeper. She was there. We in America right now, you have access to everything. If you're watching this video right now, that means you have access to something that the first black millionaire in America never had. So there's really no excuse. There's no excuse for you to get out there and just make it happen. So you have to begin to set your own agenda, though. You've got to set your own agenda of what you're going to do. Who are you going to allow in your life? Are you going to have a happy life? Okay. Are you going to have an inspiring life? I mean, what are you going to be? You can do anything you want. Okay. You can set the course for your life right now just by saying that's where I'm going. I'm going to be a race car driver. Okay. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. Okay. But you need to set the agenda. You need to say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is where I'm going to go. I'm going to lose weight. Okay. So this year I'm going to lose a ton of weight. Okay. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Okay. Maybe I will next week, but I'm setting an agenda, and that agenda means that I've got to start eating differently. I've got to start doing things differently in life. And there's things that I've got to start doing, but that's for me in my life. That's where I'm going. I said I was going to be a TV producer. That's going to start Monday. Oh my gosh. Hey, and that's not just a one-off thing. We're going to make this thing just go crazy. So I'm just very excited about that. But you have to set your agenda and move forward. You have to plan like a farmer. Just tip number 3, plan like a farmer. So this is interesting thing about farmers. Farmers are builders. They are organizers. They are, I don't know, what's a good word for it? They do things on a daily basis that if most people would just get it in their heads, their lives would be totally different. A farmer knows that if he doesn't produce a crop, we don't eat. Okay. Not only does he not sell something, but the world doesn't eat. So you've got to start thinking like a farmer. So let's start looking and planning like a farmer. So what does a farmer do? Okay, the first thing a farmer does is he assesses the field. Okay, a farmer doesn't just go out there and go, okay, I'm just going to, go out there and pick some crops. No, he doesn't. He starts out and he looks at a blank field and he says, wow, I've got hills and valleys. I got stumps. I got a beehive over there. I've got possums. I've got gopher. I got all these things that are in this field. I got 100. So let's say your life is like what a farmer would look. You got 100 acres. You got 100 acres out there. What is on that landscape? You've got to look at your life. What are you doing in your life? What is going on in your life? Okay. What talents do you have? What do you got to work with? Okay. What do you got? What are you working with in life that you can actually, that has to be better or has to be taken care of? What do you have to add to it? Let's say if you want to become a basketball player, okay, and you're only 5 foot tall, okay, there's nothing wrong with that. There's been plenty of great basketball players that are not 7 foot tall. Spud Webb, I think Spud Webb was only 5'6", or and then there was tiny Nate Archibald, tiny, forgot his name, but there have been basketball players that are only 5'6" and can dunk. Okay, what they did is they looked at themselves and they said, I've got to do this, that, and the other thing with my body, with what I've been given, and I'm going to accentuate it, work on it, educate it. You've got to assess what you've got, because that's what you're going to use. And that's what a farmer does. A farmer looks at his field and he says, wow, I got a cliff over there that's a rocky place, and I got to do something with that. So I've got to make arrangements to take care of that. After you assess your field, you've got to start saying to yourself, what do I want to grow? What am I actually going to do with this? Okay. So this, I think a lot of people fail because they don't know where they want to go. They really just don't know where they want to go. They're saying, okay, I want to be rich. Okay. Well, okay. So what does that mean? How are you going to get rich? In what area are you going to be rich? You're just going to have money falling from the skies? No. What do you want to grow in your field? Exactly what do you want to see happen? That's important. What do you want to see happen? You can't just say, I want to be rich, or I want to find love. Okay. It's wonderful. We all want to find love in life. I'm not going to disparage that. Do you want a tall person? Do you want a short person? Do you want a guy with money? Or do you want a guy or a woman who's educated? What do you want specifically? We talked about this. We talked about this yesterday to finish out the last year. I'm not even going to say the name of the year, because that's how far behind me, but I want that year. We talked about SMART goal setting, and you've got to be the first letter of SMART is S. Your goals must be specific. You must be specific about what you're going to do. So in this part of planning for the best year yet, you got to be very specific about what you're going to do. What do you want to grow? Say it out loud. Write it down. If you want to open up a business, write it down. Say, I want to create a business that is going to do this, and it's going to produce this much money. It's going to cater to this clientele of people. That's what you want to do. The store is going to look like this. It's going to, you need to know where you're going, and then you need to write it down. Where are you going to go? Many of you have heard this story before, but it bears repeating, is that when I opened up Avery's Coffee a few years back, actually it's been 8 years now that we opened that business, I wrote it down. I wrote down how to get it going. I wrote down what it was going to look like. I knew in my mind what it was going to look like. There's nothing wrong with visualization, because it gives your mind a place to go, a direction to go. I knew exactly what I wanted. And not only that, as I knew what it looked like when I got there. As soon as I opened the doors, I went, this is the place. You can add on to it. You can adjust that kind of stuff. But I knew exactly where I was going to go. A farmer knows what a rutabaga looks like. He knows what corn looks like. He knows what, if he's got cows, he knows what they look like. And unless you get those things on your farm, that ain't a farm. Okay. You need to know exactly what you're doing. So, what do you want to grow? Number 6, gather the right seeds. Okay. Gather the right seeds, gather the right things that you're going to need because you're going to do some planting. Let's talk about your planting something. Okay. When we talk about gathering the right seeds, okay, what do you need to get to where you want to go? Where do you want to, you know where you want to go, but you can't get there by saying, okay, I want to be an airplane pilot, so I'm going to stand there. Okay. No, you need to start researching what it's going to take to get to where you're going to go. What school do you need to go to? Okay. When I was working on my pilot's license, I knew exactly where I had to go to. I had to go to a school, and that was going to be my life for the next year or so. And I knew the things that I needed when I was studying to open up my shop, working in the coffee industry. And do I have the book still in the back of me? I sure do. They're right here in front of me. I've got books and books and books. These are the books. I know you probably can't see it. Yeah, you can see it. Still have tons of these books, and I read every one of them to tell me how to run a coffee shop. Even before I opened up my business, I had to know exactly what it was. I became an expert in what I wanted to do. Okay, that's really what it takes. If you want this to be the best year ever, the best year of your life moving forward, 2021 or wherever you're going to go, you've got to research this stuff. This isn't a game anymore, guys. This is serious, and you're going to get good at it. It's going to be fun. There's nothing better than being an expert. Oh my gosh, you know so much. It's fun, and people think you're the coolest person in the world. It's fun. Okay, so don't shy away from this. Okay, gather the right seeds, gather the right things that you need. If you need the right kind of seed, if you want to grow the perfect rose, okay, there's only one kind of seed that grows the perfect rose. Figure out what it is. Go get it. Go get it before you even put it in the ground. Okay, you need to get that stuff. Number 7, dig up the soil. You're out in your field. You need to plow that up. There's a lot of soil. We use this analogy of digging up the soil for one reason, is because hard ground will not produce the things that you need. But if you dig up that soil, break up that old stuff, that means old paradigm shifts, the way you're thinking, the old belief system, okay? Especially in some people, particular groups of people, especially in the African-American community, believe that Black people cannot do this or do that, or can't, and I think to myself, you got to be kidding me, right? There is nothing that anybody on this planet cannot do. Whether you're Black, white, Asian, Indian, Sri Lankan, whatever, okay? There is nothing beyond anybody on this planet, and especially for African Americans. There's really not, and I say this with total confidence that Black folks, when they're, and you guys, I don't have to tell you this, there is nothing that once a person puts their mind to it that they cannot accomplish. There were many times when people said that the only people that can dance real well are Black folks, okay, and or do rap music. But who's the number one rap artist right now? Okay, or who was for a long time? It was a white guy. Okay, so I say that to say this: do not discount, yourself. Okay, don't discount who you are and what you're able to do. Sometimes it takes your mind just to be exploded, and do you say, "No, I can do anything. I can do all things." There's a biblical saying that says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me," which means that there's really nothing you cannot do. No, I mean, I refuse to believe that. The only thing that is impossible currently with the current technology is for men to have babies, and that's really pretty much the only thing that you can't do. Okay, so you can probably kiss that one goodbye if you're a guy. You're not going to have a baby, but short of that, there's really not much you can't do. Okay, there's really not, if you put your mind to it. But you've got to dig up that old soil. You've got to destroy those old way of thinking, that old way of putting yourself in a box. I think that's probably a better way of putting it. Is that you're putting yourself in a box and you're saying, okay, I can't do this, or I won't do this, or yeah, you can't. If you even if you aspire to be the next president of the United States, okay, I'll leave it at that. Number 9, plant the seeds. Okay, this is okay. I know this seems pretty, obvious, Captain Obvious, but ideas left unplanted are just ideas, and they're useless. You need to plant the thing, which means you got to get it going. You got to get started. If you don't get started, it will never go forward. You've got to plant that seed. Had I, in 2012, decided to start a business, write out the whole plan, and never took the first step, we would have never started that business, because the business was predicated on me executing the plan. Okay. You're doing all these things, you put together all these great, slides, and you put together all these great pamphlets and brochures and everything else. And yet you don't even take the step of moving forward to actually even see if it'll work. Why even do it? It's just an exercise in futility and frustration. That's why a lot of businesses, or a lot of endeavors, a lot of innovations never come to fruition. It's because people just they just don't move in that direction. It's been said of me that I start a lot of things, and I'm guilty. I'm that guy, because I know they're going to work. I mean, it's not as though I just fell off a turnip truck. It's not that all things will work out successfully in the end, but I know this: if you don't start something, you'll never finish it. And if you don't get moving on your idea for living the best year of your life, let's say you want to become a race car driver, you want to be a fashion designer, whatever you want to do, it'll never happen if you don't just plant the seeds. Just get them going. Okay. A seed will not grow unless it's put in that dirt. Okay. You got to get it in the dirt, because if you don't get it in the dirt, it is not going to grow. I don't care what you say. Okay. It's just going to sit on the side of the road. Start moving. If you want to be a race car driver, start going to a class. Start attending races. Okay. You got to start hanging out with race car drivers. Start doing something. But if you don't do it, you'll never get any closer to it. If you want to start losing weight, just push away from the table one time. Okay. Just do it one time. And then the next day, do it again. And then the next day, just cut a little bit more, maybe do an exercise. Just do a little bit more. And then look at the scale. It will eventually, you'll be going, damn, this thing actually works. Oh my gosh, I am actually losing weight. Yes, because you did it. When we finally opened our shop, my restaurant, I had a 26-week plan to open the restaurant. And each week I had an Excel spreadsheet that we put together to give me a plan on how to get this thing done. And at the end of every week, I had a goal that had to be hit. So at the end of 26 weeks, I could look back on it, and at the end of it, it said, this is the day you open your shop. But I had to start at day 1. And that's exactly where we did. Started at day 1, week 1. Week 2, end of week 2. And we went down for 26 weeks. Other than a couple of adjustments that we had to do, at the end of 26 weeks, we opened that shop. But you had to start. You have to start. If we had not started, guess what? At the end of 26 weeks, it had just been nothing. Okay? It works. It really does, folks. And it works in every situation. So you've got to plant the seed. Can we say it together? Plant the seeds. Get started in life. Let's go on to number 10 because we're running out of time. Water that plant, okay? Which means you need encouragement. You need to continue to do that thing. Whatever you're doing, whatever you've started to do, you need to keep doing. You need to water it. Finding the right people to hang out with, okay? Finding the right education that you need to continue to feed that thing. A farmer doesn't just plant plants, okay? He puts it in the ground and then he waters it and he waters it and he waters it. Okay, because he knows that it's got to continue to get nutrients. Just being in the ground, just getting started doesn't do it. You need something to continue to encourage that growth in your life. We've got to move on really quick, folks. We're running out of time. Number 11, okay? We're into the bonus round right now. Protect your seeds, okay? Protect it. When life sees success, when people see success, when your enemies see you succeeding, they are going to want to come in and destroy that and stop that growth. You need to protect it, which means you're going to have naysayers, you're going to have negative people, negative Nellies, you're going to have people who are just don't want to see you move forward. They're going to try to jump in your life. You're going to have people who are calling you names. They're going to say, who do you think you are? What do you think you're? Forget that. Protect your seed. Protect that vision. Protect that direction that you're going. Don't allow people to come into your life that are going to, don't allow people who are coming into your life or situations, because you're going to have setbacks. Don't allow that to stop your momentum. Nothing is going to stop your momentum unless you stop it. When I was starting my business, guess what? I had a business partner who said, hey, I'm going to come in and I'm going to fulfill this particular part of the business. And it was a significant part of the business. It wasn't like a small part of the business. It was a very significant part of the business. And he decided, hey, I can't fulfill my part. But I already had made a commitment and I already had started the momentum. So what did I have to do? My wife and I had to do? We had to figure out a way around that obstacle. We had to protect what we were doing. We had to keep moving. And in life, that's what you're going to have to do too. You've got to protect what you're doing, which means you've got to start putting blinders on. You might lose relationships. Okay. Sorry. Okay. That's just the way it's going to be because you've got a vision. You're on a success journey and that's the way it's going to be. So you've got to do those things that you've got to do to protect that vision, to protect your seed. You're a farmer. A farmer can't say, oh gosh, I got some roosters that are rooting around or some coyotes that are going around trying to steal my sheep or whatever. And I guess I'll just let them run roughshod all over my farm. No, he gets a shotgun. If it's let's say it's a wolf that you're a sheep farmer. Okay. He takes care of business. Okay. If it's a disease that's hitting your cows, you don't just say, oh, I'll just let the disease go ahead and just destroy my cows. You don't do that. You find a vet. You find a way to get around that thing and protect your seed. Okay. I don't know how to say it any better. Protect your seed. You've got to protect it. Protect your vision. Protect where you're going in life. Okay. That's it. We're done. Okay. Folks, I have an expectation that somebody out there this year is going to do something significant. We're going to be doing offers on Black Success Magazine that we've never done before. And one of them is going to be on this. We're going to be putting together a checklist on this particular topic we're talking about today. You're going to be able to access that. And we'll put it up on our website at blacksuccessmagazine.com. After I play golf, because I'm going to play golf today, guys. That's all there is to it. So you can go to the website a little later today, go to blacksuccessmagazine.com, and you can get the checklist on this video and on so many other things. And just go to our website at blacksuccessmagazine.com and check that out. Folks, this has been Sherman Ray, blacksuccessmagazine.com. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, folks. 2021 is going to be your best year yet. I am convinced of it. So we will see you again tomorrow. Monday. So we'll see you Monday. Oh, I'm going to be able to give you an update on what's going on our brand new show, and it's called Las Vegas Speaks. This has been Sherman Ray, Black Success Magazine, the podcast. We'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.